Today I'm going to show you how I make my own homemade sourdough starter. So what you're going to need is your all-purpose unbleached flour. You're going to need warmed water to 95 to 100 degrees. I use the microwave and I use a thermometer here. You're going to need a funnel. You're going to need a spatula and your jar. That should already have some starter. So this is how you feed it. First thing you're going to do after you've warmed your water is you're going to put your jar onto a zeroed out scale. I already know the weight of my jar. My jar is 443 grams. And on the scale with the contents of the starter, it's 516. So that's approximately 70 grams of starter in there. And so you need that number because now you're going to add your starter in either a 70 grams or 140 grams. So it needs to be the same amount you're adding matches up to what's in there, or you're adding double or triple. Based on the size of this jar, I can only double. So I'm gonna do 140 grams of starter. So I zero it out, I add my funnel, zero it out again. I add my starter, I add my flour before I add the water. So I'm gonna add 140 grams. So that's 140. Now I'm gonna zero it out. Then I'm gonna add 140 grams of water. Now, take your spatula and just stir it. I try to stir a little vigorously. Make sure to get this process done as quickly as possible because you want to go ahead and put the lid on and capture that heat as quickly as possible and not have as much released. So I just, you're really gonna punch down the bottom, you're gonna really turn it. You wanna make sure you're getting all of that in there. And when you're done, let me show you what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look like thick pancake batter. Okay? Then you're gonna push down the insides so that as much is together on the bottom. I like to take a paper towel, dip it in the warm water, go around the outside edge to get any excess off. If there's buildup around the excess, it's gonna affect your seal with your lid. Put the lid on. Now, we're not gonna use this later today, so I'm gonna go ahead and seal the jar pretty firmly so that I can put it in the fridge to use another day. Then there's a band here around the jar. You just wanna make sure the band is exactly at the mark where the starter is and there's no starter. So that later, when you take it out and you take the lid off and you see the starter rise, you'll know that it has the proper rise before you want to bake with it. So that's it. Now we're gonna put that in the fridge, and then later on when we're ready to use it, we'll take it out.